Hello and welcome back to Oak City. This is our Plains and Prairies. This should be episode 18. We are back today, going to be finishing up December, and January should be moving on to our spring planning. So in our last episode, we did turn around and make just about $1 million. So we are going to turn around and start spending some of that. And we have a lot to do, so we're just going to jump right in there. We are going to go up to the map here quick, and I do think we are going to pick up our next land purchase. We already own a plot of land here that absolutely has nothing going on it, so we're going to turn around and pick that up. I think we're also going to turn around and pick these up. Well, we're not going to pick that up. We already own it. We're going to pick these up to go with it is what we're going to do, which should give us another nice size field out there. Leave us about $143,000. So we're going to buy those for now. Then where it's December, January, we're not really going to be able to do much with the field work for now. So with that, we are going to turn around and jump forward to January quick and take care of our cell business there. First thing we're going to do here in January, 8 a.m. we have jumped out to the bioplastics. We do have the final sale there. I believe, I don't know if it's polyurethane or polyethylene, one of the plastics we definitely have to move on, and it's polylactic acid, excuse me, so that is going to be the one we're going to be moving out today. Get that loaded up here. We do have a fair amount to sell. Turn around and actually take a look. Should have looked well. Was in there, and where are we going to be selling that? We do want to find a good price for it. Looks like, oh, okay, cool. So not too far away. We won't even have to go far. Get this tractor fired up. Now we're loaded up. 31,000. That's going to empty out pretty much everything out of our bioplastics for at least for this season. I think the bulk of the year looks like it's going to be like a kind of a one time a year sell-off. We will just be able to zip this around the corner here to our market. Sell-off looked like it was the highest value, so we'll be cruising that over here quick. Still do have to extend this road, smooth that out just a touch. Always improvements to be made in the neighborhood for sure. So this one we should be looking at a decent payday here, or at least we're hoping. This one's a decent payday. Yeah, definitely $502,000, so $500,000 off of that pickup there. Bioplastics doing its thing. Obviously not something you sell all the time, but when you do sell it, you get a pretty good value out of it. So with that, let's run over. We'll turn around and get the corn sold here at the same time that we're over here. Might as well. I suppose we'll have green beans over there to move on. Not that we really have the truck here to do that with. But let's get these pushed over and sold off quick. 75,000. Corn never lets us down. Gonna bolster our money right back up to right about where we were, it looks like, to be honest. So even selling or even buying $1 million worth of fields, the at least at this point selling the bioplastics, right? We knew we were going to have a decent December and January with the bioplastics. Keeps the slow season profitable. Sliding this stuff over. We may actually even be able to acquire more ground here, which that's going to be the idea. This should be kind of the boom year of the farm now. We have plenty of profit potential. All right, moving that along. Yeah, back up to 837,000. Oh, we almost maybe should have saved that other money, and we could have got maybe a bigger field or something like that even. But Turn around, we'll run this back. Obviously, it's not ideal for moving. I suppose we could just throw the green beans and stuff in the back. Probably. We probably could. We're not going to try it. We'll go over and grab the truck, and then we'll come back and make these deliveries quick. We're going to be cruising in. We did turn around and put in an access road here, or a little loading road for the green beans, so we are just kind of swinging in here quick to turn around and pick those up. Throw as many of these as we can in here. Wait a minute. I don't think that's how we want to do these. Let me figure out we're just better off stacking them this way and sliding forward, because we actually get a nice square bed with this truck. So even though the wheel wells look like they're there, I don't think they actually affect us as far as loading, which is nice. Yeah, definitely do not. Comes in handy there. We should be able to get 4 there on the base, so that's going to actually allow this truck to haul quite a bit. We get our stock of green beans for a month in the truck all at one time. I think, if I remember right, we did all right with that last month. Saves us the need for like a semi or a bigger truck, because we're not delivering a ton of pallets, so we don't really need anything super big. Alright, let's get these up here. Everything should fit nice. We even have the rack on the roof. I suppose we could always probably throw it in there. I wonder what happens. Actually, I haven't ever tried to put anything in there. Let's try to throw it in there for science. Looks like we actually even get a strap in there. Is that accurate? No. No strap. But let's see what happens when we try to drive around with something up there. Okay, it will slide around, but it looks like the basket's going to keep it in there. We're not even on the new road. Cool. Yeah, what the heck? That works. That's neat. You know, just throw a little extra on there. Alright, $73,000. Obviously, that is not going to make our bank, but we're making plenty. Either way you look at it. I do think we'll go ahead and take care of apples. Oh, let's go ahead and take a peek and see where they're at money-wise. Of course, they're part of our monthly income, so it's just like one of those things. We don't really want to be stockpiling them. Oops. We could sell whatever that is. We don't really want to stockpile them. Of course, they are on their way down, but then they'll be on the bottom for a while, so we'll sell them now, and then we'll let them just stockpile for the next couple of months, I guess, will be the thought process there. Again, the juice and the apples are mainly kind of like our fail-safe income source in case we were to, you know, mess up everything else and forget, go bankrupt or whatever. This is always going to get us off of the zero with nothing but a water run. Just kind of a nice backup income plan. And it's not a lot of work, especially if you set it up decent. Like, it's just kind of extra throw around some apples here and there. Make sure we have some water, everything good in there. Yeah, plenty of water going on there. Then these actually, we probably have enough in the industry there for a hot minute. So we'll just go ahead and skip these around here, and we'll chuck them in the back of the truck if we can, without making a huge mess. Or, you know, even if we make a mess, that's probably going to be a disaster. Let's see how bad this all gets. Yeah. Let's see if they'll just hang out on the tailgate, especially now that we mashed them. Oop, everything is coming apart. This should be an interesting sell. Alright, everything's working. Still selling. Cool, are you selling? That actually did not pan out bad, all things considered. There, we're still in the last one. Alright, diesel little toss on there. Turn around and take a quick look at the finances. Yeah, 810,000 in products sold this month. That's insane. That's cool. So the farm actually almost making $1 million in back-to-back months. Cannot complain about that at all. That's December and January, but then those are kind of our sell months, you know. So to be expected, we have product that are sitting around for a long time to be sold there. But so, all right, all of that is in. All we'd have to do now is check on cows. The only thing we would have to move over. So we're fed there. Looks like everything is going well. And then production-wise, the only thing we actually have to check on is corn, which we still have plenty and a ton of corn flour. So that's going to be running, as we don't really have anything else in storage. I guess we do we have peas in storage? Can't even remember. Don't need them, obviously, as the preserved food factory is still just humming right along on the peas that we already put in there. So with that said, we have pretty much everything done. Then for January, quick month, not much to do there, and we are going to head this back to the farm, park, and get ready for February there. Alright, so we have turned around and parked the truck up at the farm here, and then what else we did is emptied out all of the equipment. So we did turn around and bring just everything, absolutely, out of all of the sheds and the barns. What we are going to turn around and do here while we are in January and have a little bit of extra money is it's time to finally overhaul the farm. So we are going to turn around and jump into the build menu here. Let's get that spun around. First thing we're going to have to do is get rid of a few things, which, you know, this has been a great jump off point for the farm. Good starting spot, can't complain. It did all right, but we are going to turn around and actually upgrade our living space. Smooth that out a bit. We can get that out of there. We aren't going to turn around and worry about taking out any of the rest of these hills. We want to kind of keep the lay of the land, but we are going to turn around and make some improvements or some changes. Not necessarily even improvements, to each their own. We are just going to change up a few things for our own good. Get 160,000 out of selling that big shed. Yes, we'll do that. It's not gonna let me, cancel that in here. I have to go to the menu. Let's sell that barn off. That's another 50 grand. So we got 200. Let's sell that. We know that's empty. And those will keep. We'll move if we have to. Alright, and then that we'll have to jump here. We can sell that through there. Bing. Alright, cool. Puts us over 1.2 million. We should just sell it all, cash out, move to the beach. No, alright. So that is going to be kind of our build space. A lot of space, nice and flat, plenty of room here. So let's jump in and see kind of what we can do with it. It's going to be the idea here. Sheds. We know we need a tool shed or someplace we can fix our equipment. We do have some ICUS mods in here, which kind of my preferred sheds, to be honest. Alright, let's see what we get here space wise. much room. We are going to need a big shed for holding all of our equipment too. No, these are farmhouses. Sheds. We want to go big. Do something like that would give us plenty of room. Roughly. Alright. I have to line this up off of something. Something like that. Or crooked is that to the front? Alright. Depends on which way we want to line up to. And we know we need plenty of room off of the back. So we want to keep it far enough forward. We also don't want to make it hard turning the corner there. So we don't want to go too tight there. That looks crooked as heck to me. So I'm going to move it back a little bit. Whether the fence line tells me it should or not. Let's also go in. We're going to do solar panels. Yeah. And this white is kind of intense, so let's grab a different color there. I don't know, would we want to go like some kind of gray? What does that look like? Let's just see what that looks like. Not in love with that. Maybe we go classic, like some sort of classic red. What if we go with like a dark red? How is that gonna look? Not in love with that either. Alright, that's it. We're gonna go classic. Let's just go with some straight up classic red. Bang. That's what we'll do. Okay, now we're gonna have to line up the whole thing again. Since you spun it around. That seems pretty like actually crooked. It's always kind of a pain. What do you line it up off? Alright, that looks like it. Oh, that looks like it's lined up off of the road. We want to be far enough off of there that we can maneuver around easy enough. Something like that. Or do we want to turn this? Wait a minute, we don't want that there. What are you doing? Get rid of that. Alright, so that's the kind of footprint it would take, though. That's not horrible. At least now we get to see what that is. I don't even know. I've just pushed totally wrong buttons there. Let's just get our shed in here. Alright. Do we want to go that way with it? No, I'm at such a toss-up. Could go something like this. And then that other one could go. I think I'm in love with that idea though. Alright, so I think we'll do something like this. I gotta spin this around and actually see how much room we have behind it. Alright, so if we do something like that, a don't like how that really lines up on that road, though. Actually, I almost do like this better. How does that line up? It'd have to be something like there. Yeah, then we're going to be hitting that all the time. Alright, forget it. We'll go back here. Solar panels, then we are going to go red. Alright, and let's get that place down. Now that we finally picked what we are going to put down, let's go ahead and put that in something like there. Object overlaps. Alright, that should work. Yeah, that should be wide enough. Plenty of room in there, plenty of room here. Yeah, not a problem. Cool. Let's go in and grab with much more making up our mind. Let's go in and grab our other shed here quick. We know we are going to go with this one. And let's go in. No solar panels on this one. Change the color there so it'll match. Good deal. Spin that around quick. Line them up. Yeah, it looks good. Fine, cool. I think we'll angle this one just a little bit. Something like that. And then we'll drop that, I think, there. Should give us plenty of room in between the buildings there. Plenty of room over on the side. Alright, let's get these opened up. And then I don't know if we may or may not put another red silo in here. Let's just go ahead and open up the whole barn. Shed. Oh, this is nice and tall for you know, anything you would want to do. That's cool. Alright, plenty of room there. Pressure washer here. So that's going to be convenient. We now have our drive-through wash, which is all going to work. Cool, cool, cool. Then we have quick access to our longer storage. Yeah, definitely have plenty of room to run around behind there. Oh, close them as fast as we're opening them. Let's go. Get everything opened up here, and then we are going to start parking everything, obviously, and getting the stuff put away, but I think that's going to definitely be an upgrade for our storage. And get everything put away now and behind doors for weather. Obviously, we have a little less room to move around, so we'll have to deal with that. We'll have to deal with some organization and figuring out how and where all this stuff is going to go. So I'm going to turn around and start getting that stuff parked, and then we'll catch up. So to take a quick look around at what we did get done, we did turn around and get all of the field equipment into this shed. So everything fits in here, plenty of room to spare. So we have a lot more room to grow there. Thinking about putting in some sort of header rack there, just haven't made the decision yet. Have to take a look into that. And then we did get all of our tractors and self-propelled equipment all in here. So everything fits really nice. Everything has its own home. as you can see, holds a ton of equipment. I know this barn seems like it's kind of smaller, but then it actually holds like just a ton of stuff. So, and it has the wash, or the tractor wash, if you will, here on the back. So that's going to kind of be the main part of our farm rebuild. And then the one thing we do have left to do is turn around and replace our home, as we did get rid of our trailer there. That was our place to rest. So we'll swing over here and then we'll jump in quick. Not gonna go crazy here. Wait a minute, wrong menu. Lots of menus. Farmhouse. We are gonna keep it simple. And let's spin this around here quick. Turn around. Actually, I guess what we could do, make life a little bit well, no, it won't actually. So we're just going to turn around and go with the A-frame house here. Going to be $35,000. So not going to turn around and be a big investment over what we already turned around and sold our other one off for. So kind of the idea. No, we don't need a big expensive house or anything like that. Something very simple will do for us. So let's go ahead and drop that in quick. And head down here. We will do a little bit of grass, even though it's winter. And we're not really going to see our grass. We don't really want to have our home out here in the pavement, I guess, either. So let's go ahead and fill some of that in. Leave a little bit of a path there. And a little grass. Most of this we're going to need some sort of walkway there. Should be good. Something like that. At least to get us started. We'll definitely add to this at a later time when we get a little more idea of how we're going to function in this space. Just want to get a little bit of a rough something going on here. Alright. Maybe a little bit of a walk. See if we can clean that just a bit. Not looking for anything major in there, just a little bit of sidewalk. There we go. Something like that. And then we'll go ahead and throw some grass down quick. Again, not doing anything major here for now. Just trying to get a little bit of something in here that says we have moved into the neighborhood. Winter time, so we're not really going to be able to see a lot of this anyway. I think we missed a little bit there. And probably up and behind as well. Alright, let's turn it. Alright, and then we'll go back. Grab our grass. Yeah, we'll throw that in here. Where did it over here, right? Yeah, we got grass. Cool, and probably just a few trees. These are a lot cheaper. Cool. A few more trees in there. We'll just kind of see how it looks, and we'll put like some bushes or something in, maybe more in the springtime there. But at least that's gonna kind of be our little place to stay for now. Come in and take care of a little bit of this. Let's spin this around. Probably should have come out much further with it. We want some clean grass in here now. Alright, let's do something like that. That'll let us get rid of a lot of this and clean that up. Turn. Not sure about most of that. Let's just go with a border edge of grass is what we'll do, and we'll see kind of how this stuff looks more in the springtime. It's really pretty hard to judge all that in the winter, if you ask me anyway. Alright, let's get some grass. We're just gonna go quick with this. Nothing needed to worry about too much here. Ooh, probably not that crazy. Alright, grassed area. I think that is gonna shrink our driveway just a little bit, but gonna get us a little more sorted out. There we go. Yeah, for a rough end start, we'll call that good. We're definitely going to need like some more bushes or some stuff in here. We don't want to get too hasty, as you know, you just turn around and throw it in there and then just regrets. No, I don't know. It's kind of hard telling what a person wants to put in here or what gets in the way. Where do we have? I know we have somewhere. There we go. We will need. There we go. It should be some kind of laundry line at some point. You definitely have to have one of those on the farm for sure, as you're going to use that. So there we go. I guess with that one, we're going to turn around and call that basically a win. We'll take a look inside. Oop, take a look in the farmhouse here. Nice A-frame. Great mod. Great looking mod. Nice and simple. Do have a nice interior here so we can get around changing clothes if you want to do that. There is your kitchen. Nice view back to the barns there, or should be. And then we do have a nice little upstairs for the rest of it. So there we go. Getting it done. Hanging up on a ceiling fan there. Gets us outside. Nice little flat screen TV. That is going to be the updated house. So actually, I suppose with that, we were in the right place to turn around and sleep. So I think we will do that. And so here we are with the first light of February. We have rolled the next month through. So that's going to complete our winter months and get us on to where we can start going ahead with field prep and harvest. But I think for the most part, we did turn around and get enough product off and sold that we were able to redo the farm, pick up more farmland, and I think that's where we'll pick up in the next episode. But I think we are going to call this one a win. Say thanks for tuning in. Remember, if you get a chance, like, share, subscribe. Subscriptions are free, but they sure do help the channel. Y'all have a great day.